Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is now episode 8 and we are starting this episode out by recalling Josh Brownhill. So the reason I'm doing that is we are short of central midfielders at the moment since John Welsh is out injured. So here are the fixtures for October. As you can see, we have Charlton, Huddersfield, Brentford and Brighton, and we will be playing 3 matches in this episode. So here is the team. I decided to stick with one up front, stick with Joe Garner up front as he did well yet again last episode. So we start off with a Paul Gallagher free kick here, and look how close he goes to opening the scoring against Charlton here. Very close indeed, just thunders against the post, and the goalkeeper did well in the end to keep it out, but we kept persisting with our chances. Johnson whips in a good ball to Garner, who just couldn't direct his header onto goal, and Garner's been really consistent with his headers this year. He's in the air, he's a huge threat, so a bit of a surprise really that he didn't manage to find the back of the net that time, but not to worry in the end. But Charlton did have their chances in this match here, but Sam Johnson made an excellent save there as he rushed off his line to get to the ball. But in the end, this is a match we wanted to win this match, and the quality we had eventually showed with Joe Garner scoring a header. Fantastic. Like I said at the start of the video, Joe Garner is such an aerial threat, and at the moment he's just absolutely on fire. I think at the moment he is the top scorer in the championship, and you can see why. It's just an absolutely fantastic header. His jumping ability and the amount of power he just gets onto his header is fantastic. The goalkeeper does awful there. I'm not sure what he's doing. He just doesn't try to stop it. He just sort of dives back into his net when it's gone past him. But here Joe Garner gets another good chance on the volley, but the goalkeeper makes a good save that time. Fantastic ball through as well from Daniel Johnson. And then going into the second half now, Ben Pringle comes up with a good chance here, but the goalkeeper makes a good save. Ben Pringle he's a very lively player, cutting in from outside, and then we get another chance here with Joe Garner being the centre of everything really. He whips a good ball in, Reed knocks it down for Brownhill, who puts it over the bar. Josh Brownhill, who he has actually gone up by 2 ratings, which is very good since he has been loaned out, which is very encouraging indeed. So in the end we did win that match against Charlton, which was very encouraging, and that meant that we would get all 3 points from that match. We get an email here, guys, and we actually get some good news. We see there that Callum Woods is back from his injury, and Bailey Wright is unfortunately going to be on international duty for this match, so we can't play him. So for this match I decided to switch up the formation a little bit, and mainly because Andy Little said he fancied a chance of playing, and so I decided to give him a go as I've not really used him this year. So we just get straight into this here with a Paul Gallagher chance. He does well cutting inside and then takes his shot on, but it just goes wide of the post. Unlucky there, he just sort of didn't get the curl on that he wanted, and he just sort of hit it straight into the stand, which was a bit unfortunate, but you know, Paul Gallagher, what can you do in the end? So in this match, we just weren't at it, okay? We were just so poor, and this pass here just takes apart our entire defence, and they managed to go 1-0 up in the 19th minute, and from this, we just never bounce back from it. Normally, what happens when we go 1-0 down, especially in this career mode, we always seem to find a response from it, and that sort of spurs us on to score another goal. But today, that just wasn't the case. Really sloppy defending, just one pass picks our entire defence apart, and Ishmael Miller puts it in to the back of the net, and Sam Johnson is stranded on his own and can't keep it out. Really disappointing to concede so early on in the match, and especially as we have so many ex-Huddersfield players in this squad, you know. We have Callum Woods, Tom Clark, Goburn, who I signed in central midfield. So it's really unfortunate to be going 1-0 down. And then in the second half, things just got worse for us. We couldn't get back into this, and they go and do this. A good ball in, and yet again, more sloppy defending. We failed to pick up Miller, and their shot is sort of rebounded, and they managed to put it into the back of the net in the end, which was yet again frustrating for us. Poor defending, and we just had so many bodies out of position here. It was untrue, and Sam Johnson couldn't do anything about the goal in the end. It just sort of bounced over him as he thought he was going onto the floor, and it just sort of chipped over him, the header there. Unfortunately, he couldn't get anywhere near that, but 2-0 down in the 70th minute away from home. We were never going to get back into this. However, Joe Garner does get a good chance here. He manages to beat his man, but then that shot sort of sums up our attacking presence in this game. Harmlessly just drags wide, and that's all that happened in that match, guys. A really poor effort from us, if I must say so myself, and we were left thinking about, there's no point in going and, having a good performance against Charlton if we can't then go to Huddersfield and get something from it. So I was very disappointed with that. So for the Brentford game, I decided to switch up the formation a little bit. I decided to go for a 4-1-2-1-2 formation, and I decided to drop Andy Little as he wasn't great in that last game, and I decided to go for Beckford and Garner up front together, who haven't really had that click yet, which I must say, but we get a fantastic start here with Jermaine Beckford, who is just absolutely wiped out in the box by their defender, and that was a penalty, and their defender actually got a red card from this as well. Dean it was, who just saw red. Definite penalty. It was just a clumsy challenge from him. And in the second minute as well, this is just the response that we needed to have. You see Beckford here. He's just sandwiched in between two players and he just absolutely wipes him out. And there was no need to do that. He wasn't really... There was another man there, so there was no need to put that challenge in. But Joe Garner takes the penalty and he puts it into the top corner to make it 1-0 to Preston after just 5 minutes, which is absolutely fantastic. A really good penalty as well from Joe Garner here. He just absolutely hammers it into the top corner. And that's 2 out of 2 penalties he's scored in the last 2 episodes now, Joe Garner. And he is just on fire at the minute, guys. Literally, he just cannot stop scoring now, which is just absolutely fantastic. I believe that goal there is his 9th of the season. Yeah, as you can see there, 9 of the season. That is just absolutely insane. And it got even better in the 13th minute here. Gallagher whips in a ball to Joe Garner, who finds the back of the net with a header yet again. I'd say he's probably scored more headers than he has with his feet this season, which is just fantastic because he's not actually a tall player, Joe Garner. I think he's about 5'10", 5'11", but just his overall aerial presence, the amount, how high he can jump and just the amount of power is just absolutely fantastic. It was just a fantastic header all around there, a fantastic goal, and it was a fantastic ball in as well. And Joe Garner gets out the Birdman celebration, and that meant that we were 2-0 up after just 13 minutes, which was just absolutely fantastic. And Joe Garner is already into double figures for this season, which is insane. So Beckford then gets a good chance here, but the goalkeeper makes a good save. Unlucky not to get himself a goal there, as I thought Beckford deserved the goal, especially for winning the penalty. But Brentford were still a danger. They came forward here, and just watch this save from Sam Johnson. Absolutely incredible. That's the Sam Johnson that we brought in for this season. Honestly, Sam Johnson has not been great in this career mode so far, but this save here was just absolutely just extraordinary. He just tips it onto the post, and just an amazing save all around from Sam Johnson. That's exactly the reason we brought him in. But then from that corner, this happens, and I had no idea what had happened at first, but it turned out it was a Tom Clark own goal. I think Johnson would have had the original header, but as you can see there, it just ricochets off Tom Clark's head as he's running to mark his man. So, bit disappointing there for the captain to concede an own goal in the 45th minute, but honestly, apart from that, apart from that, Brentford caused no danger to us at all, and we did manage to win the match 2-1. So absolutely nothing happened in the second half. It was just going back and forth with no chances in between, really. So we did manage to win that match in the end, which was absolutely fantastic. And you will see the league table there. So as you can see, we have moved up to 9th place, which is an absolutely fantastic progression from last time when we were in 13th. So I've played 11 matches, got 5 wins, 2 draws and 4 losses. Is not bad at all by this point in the season. And as you can see, we are on 17 points and we have scored 14 goals and conceded 4 goals. So quite a balance at the moment. But that will wrap it up for this video, guys. So thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed, make sure you leave a like. Check out all the links in the description down below. And as you can see, I am trying to make this series a lot more consistent now, and hopefully you guys will like that. So that will be all from me today, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Now, here comes the music.
Boom, 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 boom. I'll shoot you right down.